Here we are on Santa Monica interviewing people about Roe v. Wade, and we're interviewing
Bella.
Nice to meet you, Bella. Cool. Do you live in the area?
No, I live in Chicago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to Cali.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you know about the recent Roe v. Wade overturning?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's disappointing, to say the least. Yeah. It's sad, and I feel like I haven't really fully processed it. Yeah.
Why is it sad?
Just to see, like, when I first found out the news, I was with my mom and my grandma at my grandma's house, and just, like, watching them react to it really, like, put it in perspective. Like, wow, we're really going backwards. Like, yeah.
How is it going backwards?
Like, I mean, my grandma saw Roe v. Wade be, like, established, and now she's just watching it get overturned. Like, I couldn't even imagine being her, like, being used to that right as, like, it's always been around for me, but, like, it hasn't for her. So it's just been, like, put in perspective with that. Yeah.
There's a lot of talk about abortion, and it's been real hot in the media last couple of days, or last couple of weeks actually, and about, is there life in the womb, is there not? What are your thoughts about the baby in the womb?
I don't think, I mean, it's a fetus, so it's not a living, breathing thing. Plus, like, I feel like it's more of a burden on the mother rather than the baby, so, yeah.
When does the baby in the womb become living?
I don't know the exact answer to that. I don't think anyone really has the secure, lockdown answer for that question, but it's something that we need to rethink using doctors and medical people advice. Yeah.
Is a 2-year-old living?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're out of the womb and living, breathing. Their brain is being developed, and yeah.
So as soon as someone's out of the womb, they're living?
Sure. Yeah.
What about 3 minutes before the womb?
That's a tricky question. But like I said, I'm not a doctor. I'm not medically trained in any way. Like, I feel like that's up for the medical community.
When does a heartbeat begin?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor again.
When do brainwaves start?
I don't know this.
6 weeks. 6 weeks, the heartbeat begins, and the baby begins. Actually, from the moment of conception, starts to form. There's been babies born at 23 weeks, and they're alive today. As far as that goes, from a baby being born at 23 weeks, or whether they're born all the way to the length of a term, how do you decide if that baby is worthy of abortion or not?
I feel like if it endangers the mother and endangers the mother's life, then it's kind of up to her and her choice. Like, it's not up to me to decide, it's up to the individual.
What if it is not endangering the mother at all, and it's solely for convenience?
I feel like that's still up to the mother. Whatever they decide, I respect their choice, and they should have the right to choose. Is like, I feel like is my opinion, yeah.
So the baby in the womb's not living at all?
I feel like whatever they think, it's their choice.
But the baby in the womb's not living?
I don't know. That's up for the doctors. I'm not a doctor.
If cells are forming and mutating, it seems that maybe there's some type of life happening. And if we stop that life, there's a stoppage of something right there. Do you know who, with Planned Parenthood, one of the things they're trying to do in Los Angeles schools is they're trying to put 50 clinics in the high schools. 50 clinics for reproductive care, abortions, whatever they want. What do you feel about that?
I feel like it's good. Planned Parenthood is more than just abortions. It's about education, and it's about women's reproductive health and men's reproductive health. Like, I feel like we need more education about that stuff. So,
do you know who founded Planned Parenthood?
I've seen a couple videos about him, but I could not recall his exact name.
It's actually a woman who found it. Her name was Margaret Sanger. She actually founded it, and I quote, in a way to exterminate the Negro race. She was a eugenicist and a very, very staunch racist. Do you think supporting Planned Parenthood extenuates and supports her views of eugenicism and racism?
I feel like it's changed in the past, as everything has changed since like 10 years ago, I would say. But like, if we tried to stop supporting all of that, I feel like there's so many other bad people in the world that the world supports. But Planned Parenthood has evolved to try its best to be more about education, and I feel like they've educated themselves along in the process.
Last question. It'll be a fun one. With the whole thing about, trans men and women, can men get pregnant?
Yes. In some circumstances, yes.
Wouldn't that just make them a woman?
No, it would make them a man with reproductive organs.
It wouldn't make them a woman. I mean, down to their DNA, to their bone structure, they're still a woman. If I think I'm a dinosaur, does that make me a dinosaur?
Sex and gender are two different things, and they're both a spectrum, not just one or the other.
About down to the DNA and even the bone structure. That's why archaeologists from, look at the bones of people who were born hundreds of thousands of years ago, and they see that the person born was either a man or a woman because it's down to the bone structure. If I believe I'm transgravitational, does gravity still have an effect?
Like I said, I'm not a doctor, so I couldn't answer.
Transgravitational, gravity, right? So if I jump up, come down, gravity has an effect on everything. But if I believe I'm transgravitational, that I'm just very sincere that gravity doesn't exist, that has no effect on me, and I'm very sincere in that. And if I go jump off a building, no matter how sincere I am, what will happen?
Well, you would fall, but that's
even though I'm sincere.
Opinion.
Well, even though I'm sincere, reality would still take effect. Do you believe in absolute truth?
No, I don't think I do.
Are you absolutely sure?
No, and that's why I don't believe in absolute truth.
But you're absolutely sure you don't absolutely believe.
I couldn't tell you.
Last question. Jesus says in John 14:6 that he is the way, the truth, and the life, and that no one comes to the Father but through him. He basically says what no one else says, that he is the truth. He only leaves us with three options. That means either he's a liar, he's crazy, or he's exactly who he says he is. Something for us to check out. What do you believe about that?
I believe everybody has their own opinion about that, and I respect it. And I mean, I feel like everybody's trying to figure that out along the way. So, yeah.
Well, Bella, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your kindness. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, have a nice day.
See ya.